Previously, in the anime, after Demon Lord Leonis was reborn as a child into the world after 1,000 years, he saw firsthand that the world is overrun by the monsters called Void. And to defend against it, the humans had made 7 floating islands which are protected by the Holy Knights, but then Leo's archenemy, the great sage Arakel. He was also awakened and he took over the mana reactor of the 7th Assault Garden, and because of it the Void outbreak happened. Arakel was successful on first half of his plan. So for the second half, he kidnapped Celia to lure out Leonis to his lair to kill him. So as the story continues, Leo knew from a first glance that it's Arakel, and he's the one who's causing this Void outbreak, so Leo wants to fight him, but Arakel runs out from there. Even Blackus remembered that it was Arakel, but he's changed to point that he had become a Void leader. Leo wanted to run down to save Celia, but looking back those kids were concerned. So Leo promised them he would bring Celia back safe and sound, and then he casted a barrier and brought out his undead warriors to keep them safe for the time being. But then Elfine was contacting Celia through her earring, as Regina and Sakuya were keeping her safe. There Leo tells her about Celia's abduction and told Elfine he's going in to save her. She was against this decision, but when she saw the power Leo had, she agreed to let Leo go after Celia in sublevel 7, underground. There Leo blasted his way through the tunnel to reach the designated place. They then reached the power core area and saw Arakel had taken over the core. Leo tried to burn him out with the flame spell, but the old man still had his regeneration ability kicking. There Arakel tells Leo that this world has to be rebuilt with the empty star. But his words made no sense to Leo. Arakel was doing all of this because he believes he is the chosen one. He had even assimilated the priests of the sacred one. So Leo tried to contact Celia, but she wasn't capable of responding, and Leo was fighting the old man, but their power was much lower than it used to be, so their spells were not very effective. Their Arakel uses a level 8 spell to hurt Leo, and he used a counter spell, but it didn't work. Arakel was impenetrable. So Leo soaked that earring into his blood, and at the same time Celia was feeling useless and started to force herself to break free from those binds. And right then Leo sends that blood earring inside Arakel that hit Celia, and with that touch she broke free and awakened as a vampire queen. Celia started to get the hang of her new power. So Leo tells her to buy him some time so that he can get rid of that stupid old man. So Celia began to do her job and Leo wanted to bring out the demon sword. He got this sword when he was newly turned into the Demon King. At that time the goddess of rebellion gifted Leonis this dark demonic sword. But it was forbidden to draw out unless Leo met the condition to draw it out, but at that moment he broke the law and met the condition to wield the demon sword. And he took this entire assault garden as his own land, and with that power, Leo burns Arakel to ashes, and puts an end to their rivalry. Then after his death, the Void attack was ended and the assault garden was saved with the fewest lives lost. Then at home Leo was worn out from using that much power. But there Celia comes with a gift those orphan kids made for Leo as a thanks, but then Celia asked for some blood as she needed to replenish her mana, so Leo gave only a little. But then other girls showed up and assumed Celia was making a move on a 10-year-old boy, but aside from that, the princess is on her way to the 7th Assault Garden. And right now, the city has begun to rebuild the damages that happened in the stampede, and at that time Leo wanted to enter the vault. So a spirit tells him that he must be authorized by the government for entry, but Regina comes there and she started to tease Leo with her pervert way, but apparently she came to return a video software, so Leo tells her that he wanted to do some research on ancient history, so Regina used some kind of trick to get past the security from that spirit. Then as they got inside, both of them got an invitation message. Their entire 18th offers them her help to carry out their plan. She showed that she could give them the power to fight against those holy swordsmen, which was a demon sword. And suddenly Bastia was able to bring out a demon sword that is granted by the goddess, but this power comes with a price, that is, they must capture the holy swordsman alive for sacrifice to the goddess. The demi-humans agreed with the deal. Then, as for Leo, he saw the warship and took an interest in it. There in the market he saw the things that were made by Elf, so the shopkeeper was surprised Leo didn't know about Elf. So he tells him that there is a ward for demi-humans and elves and many other kinds, for them to stay. Then after a few minutes, Princess Altair made her public appearance and she was leaning over the edge too much to find someone in the crowd, and Regina was keeping her eye on the princess from afar. While Leo and their whole group met up together at the harbor, their Leo gives a nice gift to Celia and she falls hard for him. Then they wanted to go aboard the ship, but Leo noticed that Regina wasn't there with them, so Celia tells Leo that she has some other problems to deal with on her own, so she's not coming. But then Bastia and his friend made it safely to the ship and disguised themselves as guards, and at the time the ship was having a nice party inside and Leo was chilling out. He snatched out some ancient documents and saw that someone is keeping the true history about the war between heroes and demons hidden, but for now Leo wanted to enjoy his drink. And there Sherry comes to serve Leo as she infiltrated the ship as a worker. She did some digging and found out about the ship's power source and security. And for her hard work Leo had brought out a donut as a gift, which upset her a little, because a donut never counts as a gift. But then she goes away because Celia comes there with those other orphan kids. She invites Leo for swimming, but he makes up that he doesn't have his trunks. But Celia knew that and was prepared in advance, so Celia started to teach swimming to Leo, but he can't think straight with that angle. Then after a few hours, at night, Bastia and took the perfect opportunity and killed the Arteria's guard to kidnap her, but she sent out her spirit pet to call out for help. And at that time the entire ship was hijacked by other demi-humans. They threatened them that they would blast them off with that apple bomb. But their Leo took the chance to get out of there using the shadow ability to save the princess, but she was under strict control. There she demands that the innocents be released in exchange for her cooperation, so the attackers agreed and told her to move the ship forward, but right up ahead was a void rift. Bastia wanted to turn the ship, but Sharank ordered Arteria to crash the ship onto the void rift because she wants Miasma to taint the holy swordsman for the sacrifice. So Bastia tried to put up resistance to save others, but the power Sharnak gave him became his own grave, and he was burned alive. But then the spirit fox sent out for help found Regina. And she learned Arteria's SOS message from the fox, so she jumped out to get on the ship, and there she met Leo on her way. She tells him that she's here to save her little sister, and that's it. The episode ends there. And it's pretty obvious who's going to turn out to be Regina's sister, but for now, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates on the new recaps. Until then, take care.